Hey everyone, guess what time it is? It's time for the Ruby Girl Talk Show. We made it, y'all. We are finally live, and I thank everyone that's tuned in on time. I know y'all got a little scared. I know y'all was full of excitement, but don't worry, we are here. So, welcome once again to the Ruby Girl Talk with your favorite Ruby Girl, Dr. K, also known as Coach K. So, I have a wonderful, amazing, patient guest tonight. Miss Celeste Blackman. I am so excited to be able to interview her. We had a very interesting conversation. I wish I could take y'all behind the scenes, the interview part. Y'all would really be really in like, wow, this is all that happens before the person even get on the show. It's not like I send out questions and that's it. We have a conversation. We get to know each other. We kind of feel each other out so that when my guests be on the show, they're real comfortable. So, Miss Celeste, before we get started, I want you to go on my page, find the video, and then share it on your page so that all your people can also watch it, watch your amazing interview, and be moved as with compassion as my guests are going to be moved with compassion tonight. So I'm not going to be selfish. I'm going to share you tonight. So while you do that, I'm going to tell everybody about Ruby Girl. So if you're not familiar with Ruby Girl, it comes from Proverbs 31 and 10. Who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above the price of a ruby? So, ladies, this special is just for you. It makes you rare, virtuous, and valuable. And so, the Ruby Girl platform gives women the opportunity to be mentored into becoming the Proverbs 31 and 10 plus woman. The Proverbs 31 and 10 woman is just a woman who is operating in all her gifts that God has given her, and she does it with confidence. There's no imposter syndrome in her. Not she don't have a bone of imposter syndrome because she's confident in who God has said she is, and she's confident in the things that she does. Like it says, she looks at her merchandise and she perceives that it is good. And so that's why the Ruby Girl platform was formed, to bring respect back to women, because I feel like somewhere along the line, because we wanted equal rights and we wanted this, we kind of lost some of the respect we used to have in society. But the Ruby Girl platform is a movement to restore that. So go to rubygirl.net. You can connect with me. You can book on the show. You can get my journal that I wrote. You can also just send me a message. But anyway, let's get this show started. So we're going to start out with Miss Celeste giving us a great introduction about who she is. You ready, Miss Celeste?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear
Okay.
me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Could you
Okay,
introduce
good.
yourself? Okay, great.
Yes. So hello everyone. First off, I want to start off by thanking Miss Kenda for having me on her amazing show. I'm really honored to be here, and I absolutely love your brand. And I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you. So I am Celeste L. Blackman. I am a wife, almost 28 years. I am a mom, an excellent aunt to many. I'm a entrepreneur, founder of Healing and Prosperity, a nonprofit organization. And up under that umbrella, I'm also the founder of Kinya Youth Foundation. And I'm also a published author, community leader, a mentor, resilience coach.
All right. That is wonderful. I love to hear you're like that Proverbs 31 woman. Plus, you're operating in multiple roles. And I love how women, we take on multiple roles now outside of the home. We're already wife and mother and grandmother and best auntie ever. And then we
Yes.
go and assume roles in the community. I just really believe women are really making a strong impact in society, because a lot of women are getting multiple degrees degrees. We're more educated now. We got multiple businesses. We really are impacting the world. And I thank God for that, that we have that opportunity. So that's why I'm so honored to be able to sit down with you because you told me about some of the things that you're doing in community and you have a heart for children. That's what I
Absolutely.
love. People that have a heart for children. So, but we want to talk about you're a resilient life development coach. Explain to
Yes.
us, what do you do? How can you help someone out in the audience that's looking for a coach?
So being a resilient coach, I walk women, men, and children through the difficulty times quickly. So if you've been through a crisis, a trauma, it can be something that someone stubbed your toe and you can't get over it. I'm here to help you walk through the process of healing, get you to the next level of recovering quickly from that circumstance.
And you know what? A lot of times people get stuck in trauma. That's what trauma does. Trauma
Absolutely.
comes to get you stuck in that moment. I mean, it could have happened years ago, but you remember every detail like it just happened right then and there. So I'm grateful for coaches like you. It seems like it's a coach for everything. It's a coach for if you stub your toe. We found
Hmm.
that out tonight. That'll help you through that pain. But seriously though, what do you find most people struggle with?
Well, I found that I found it that most people forget that we're human first. And so, with saying that, forgiveness is really difficult for people. And we forget that by us being human first, we're built to make a mistake. You know, we might not be aware that we're even helping you. Another thing is, I mean, I'm sorry, not helping you, but hurting you. Um, Another thing is communication. Communication, just asking, how did I hurt you? What did I do to you? How can I make it right? You know,
Okay. And you're right.
being
People,
honest.
hmm those are good ones. It almost sounds like we building a marriage here. Communication, being honest, learning to forgive someone that hurt us, because a lot of times it's not even intentional, but we think it is, especially if you're looking from your point of view, that is that you're the victim always. Because I mean, people can be doing something really innocent, but if you have the mindset or you have a spirit of rejection, you'll always look at it as you'll take everything personal, you're extra sensitive and everything like that. And so that's where you come along, where you can just talk people down. Because like my therapist, I remember one time I was telling her, I said, I went to my favorite restaurant and I ordered this sandwich. They didn't get my cheese. Then I went to this restaurant and this and and so she finally said, so you've been mad about cheese for 3 days? And I'm just mad about the experience that I had. And then I thought about it. I said, you know what? Every restaurant they did forget my cheese. And I was like, and I just released it. I was like, here I am taking it personal because I didn't get cheese. But to me, my point of view was I didn't get good service. I didn't
Hmm.
get what I want. Instead of she refocused me. So I know that's
Hmm.
kind of like what you do as a coach. So I want you to tell us about this book you got coming. So you have a book signing coming up for your new book. Tell us about your
Yes,
book and how we can go to the book signing.
absolutely. So my new book is Unequipped: Forgiving
Read
Your
it to me again.
Parents for What You Didn't Get.
Okay.
And my book signing is this Sunday, May 19th. The location is 16861 Wyoming at from 2 p.m. to 5:30 p.m.
Okay. Give us the address one more time.
It's 16861 Wyoming, and that's in Detroit.
Okay. Tell us about your book.
Okay, so I woke up one day and one morning, and I was really in deep thought and deep feelings about um this particular day. It was just my dad, and I felt myself get had some frustration, some anger, hurt, but missing them at the same time. And so before I know it, I had remembered that the great Tanisha Johnson, she had a cohort going on. So I reached out to her and I was telling her, asking her about her cohort for writing your book in 48 hours. So I woke up that day and I actually wrote my book in 23 hours. And I don't know if I want to suggest that, but I
Uh-huh.
did it. And the book is simply about forgiveness. So although it's named Unequipped, Forgiving Your Parents for What You Didn't Get, this book can actually walk you through the process of healing from anything, any situation. It has a journal in it and a spot where you can that you can journal and write your own personal feelings. Um, so yeah, it's this book really saved my life, because from the day I wrote this book, it really freed me from some things that I wasn't aware of that I was still dealing with. And I put all of it in this book.
Okay. So what are at least two things you feel parents should give their kids, their children?
Uh, I don't think as parents these days that we are aware that our children have feelings. And I'm speaking from the youngest 3 years old, you know, because a lot of times we look at it as if, oh, they just children, they don't know no better, but once again, they're human as well. Another thing is give your child a chance to tell their truth. As long as they're doing it in a respectful way, be willing to listen. Just because they may say something don't necessarily mean that they're trying to be disrespectful or they really the children these days ask questions. Allow them to ask their questions and just be willing to answer the question in a wholesome way.
I think about when I was growing up, how we were put on mute a lot. Be quiet. I don't want to hear what you got to
Yes,
say. You're talking back.
absolutely.
And so I remember feeling very angry, very frustrated because I didn't have anyone that I could tell what was exactly going on with me, how I was really feeling. And I used to act out really bad. I used to say
Hmm.
things. I was raised by my great grandmother. So I used to say things to my great grandmother that was really not nice and stuff. But it was the anger in me. I was frustrated because as we lived in the country and as I got older, there was no one for me to play with. It was
Hmm.
just me, her, and the animals. And after a while, as you grow older, you want to be able to interact with more than that. And so I was frustrated with her about that. Basically, like, why can't we move? Why can't we, why can't it be more normal like everybody else? And I just took it out on her because I saw her as the block. And I think if
Hmm.
I had somebody really to talk to really let me understand the situation, but back then, you didn't sit around adults. It was a lot of rules that we had and a lot of rights that we didn't have. You couldn't just
Right.
slam the door. You couldn't even say what. When they call, it was a lot of rules. You couldn't address grown people by their first name. And I get it now. I get that because it kept you at a level of fear and respect for your elders, but we didn't have a voice. At least
Absolutely.
I
And
didn't.
then yeah, well, you weren't by yourself because I think at that time we were taught whatever goes on in the house stays in the house. And then what I find now is when we become adults, the voice is still muted. And a lot of the mute a lot of the silence isn't just from something that happened now. We lost our voice a long time ago when we were taught those things. And then our generation, our parents were taught the same thing. So they delivered the same teaching to us,
Yeah.
you know. And with me working with children, I really allow them to be themselves. I teach them respect, because I want them to be respectful, but I really want them to be able to express themselves. Even if in our youth program, I have at my parent meeting, you know, we don't teach whatever stays here, whatever goes on here stays here. And that's because if it's something, we have to allow our children to talk to us, to communicate with us, be open to receive what they have to say. Because why wouldn't your child be able to tell you that someone did something to them because they're afraid of you, you
That's
know?
true.
And so
That's true.
that's one of the main things is that, I'm really a bit advocate on communication, allowing our children to be who they are in a respectful way and allow them to use their voice.
Yeah, I agree. And I think we have to teach them how to correctly communicate, how to resolve conflict resolution when we're
Absolutely.
talking back and forth. That's one thing that we're giving them, that skill of that conflict resolution. If we like, shut up,
Mhm.
we hitting them or get in there and sit down. I don't want to hear what you say. You crying? Yeah, I'm gonna give you something to cry about. You already did. Oh, you
Exactly.
getting smart? No, that's a fact. It was
Right.
like a never-ending cycle. Why are you crying? You just beat me. Oh, you
Uh-huh.
talking back? I'm gonna give you something to really cry. Can I cry harder than that?
And I
Really?
just
Can I?
want to know if I can go on a porch. That's it. That's all. But then
Yeah.
we have to realize too that our parents
Yes.
were going through things.
Mm,
And so as I've done my own personal work and growth, I learned, that they were simply human. They didn't do anything to me that wasn't done to them. So when my voice was cut off, their voice was cut off. Maybe their mom voice was cut off. So um I've learned to listen more and to be quiet and just take in what they're saying, analyze it, and do my best to try to give them the best advice I can give, and tell the truth. Another thing too, before we move on, I'm really big on parents telling their children their stories, their backstories, because a lot of relationships, children and parent relationships, are broken because the children are only looking at the parents as they are now, when they don't even know that their parents have been through something themselves. So why not tell your children your story so that way they'll be aware if they're going down a generational path. Give them the opportunity to say, hey, oh no, my mom went through that. Let me back up. Let me go a different direction because how she said that turned out, that wasn't good. And then if it's a good situation, that's awesome.
I agree. And it's like this is how our parents told us our truth. Do as I say, not as I do. That was their truth,
Yes,
Even though you see me doing this, I'm telling you the right thing to do, even if I'm doing the wrong
absolutely.
thing. Now that I think about it, where's that class action lawsuit? If you was raised in the 70s and 80s and you was traumatized by that and told to be quiet, do what I say and not as I do, and you got to leave the room when adults are talking, you are now can enter into this class action lawsuit. 'Cause we need to get a lawsuit going on. I don't know who we suing, but you know what? It helped us to become the people that we are now.
Absolutely.
That's one thing I can
Absolutely.
say. We have respect for adults. We were scared. We did not cuss around adults. And I'm sorry, y'all. We going back down memory lane, but
I know.
to show you how the generations have changed, that we have given children more of a voice, but have we given them more of our attention? Because we
Absolutely.
had grandmothers. We didn't stay in daycares. You stayed with your grandmother, your
Mm-hmm.
grandparents, or you stayed in the house with other adults. That's where you stayed at. So when I was growing up, there was no daycare. It was preschool.
Mm-hmm.
And so once you got to preschool, then you're in the school system, but you were basically raised by your family. So family
Mm-hmm.
members. Now it's different. The mother works outside of the home, the father works outside the home. Grandma is busy doing what grandma do. I'm not watching them kids. I'm done with the
Mm-hmm.
kids. So the kids have to entertain themselves or else they on social media being raised. So
Yes.
it's a different generation than we are. They have their voice, but they don't have the attention that
That's
we
what they
have.
need. And I
Yeah.
find it that, when I can embrace a child, correct them, and embrace again to let them know it's okay, it's life changing for them.
Yes.
It
Yes.
really is, because it's times have really has really changed, and we really don't have that no more. So in
That's
my
true.
program, I really focus on being the change.
Okay. So we're going to take a 1 minute break. When we come back, y'all, we're going to talk about her programs, her nonprofit. She has a summer youth program. So I know all the parents out there, yeah, yes, let me know the information now. So for 60 seconds, Celeste is just going to talk to you. She's going to tell you whatever she wants to say. And I'm going to look on social media and see if y'all out there commenting, if y'all had any questions or anything. All right, Miss Celeste, I'll give the show over to you.
So coming this weekend, Friday, I will be in Rochester, 2020 South Rochester, speaking at a free engagement, and it is called Freedom Emotional. And then Saturday is our open house for our Kinya Youth Summer Program, where you are able to ask questions, learn all about the program. It's an 8-week program from 8:30 to 2. The children will receive breakfast and lunch. We'll go on field trips. Some of the curriculum that we will cover for 4 to 6 is the 4 to 6-year-old. They'll learn their colors, their shapes, um, the ABCs, their 1, 2, 3s, how sight words, how to write their names. From 7 to 10, they'll learn um, coin counting, um, reading, blending. From ages 11 to 14, they will also be learning. They don't teach cursive writing no more. Well, guess what? KYF this summer will be teaching cursive writing, um, how to fill out job applications, how to write a resume, and this is ages 11 to 14. How to write a check deposits. They will also learn how to how to actually count their money. Where we have a program that will be starting this year where it'll be fake money, but they'll have the opportunity to learn how to purchase items. So if they want a bag of chips, they had to bring that money to us. They have to add, subtract that money. In order for them to get that, they have to have the correct sum. So I'm really excited about that. And then Sunday is my book signing. The book signing, once again, is at 16861 Wyoming from 2 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. All are welcome.
Okay. How can we get in contact with you?
So you can get in contact with me through um, our business phone. It's 313-523-8540, or on our website, healingandprosperity.org. And also we're on Facebook, Healing and Prosperity Foundation at Facebook as well.
Okay.
Or
Thank
by
you.
email. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, and by email, Healing and Prosperity Foundation at yahoo.com.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we got Jared. I hope I'm saying it right. Jared, maybe Jared.
Jared.
Okay. And he says really good. Jaja said, I will see you at your book signing. Renee Bernard is out in the house. Her and Yolanda Love both said definitely awesome. Gave us some really encouragement. Most definitely. I like most definitely. That sounds very
Yes.
powerful, that right there. So thank you everybody that's watching. And I hope you did something that was free, that was powerful, that was life changing. You hit the share button and you shared the show so that other people can also watch the show too. I believe in sharing. Sharing is caring, and sharing is also sharing information. You never know that we might be saying something that somebody tune in at the right time and say, I really needed to hear that. I really needed to know that information or connect with that person. So thank you, Miss Celeste. So now we're on the second part of the Ruby Girl Talk. And so now we want to talk more about her community work, how she's helping the children. She kind of told you about her program that she's got coming up this summer, but we want to talk about her nonprofits. And the common thing about her nonprofits is that both were started because of the death of someone that she loved. So tell us about your nonprofits.
So my nonprofit, Healing and Prosperity, was started due to the death of my mom. I know to some, they might think like, wow, but that was the birth of it. Um, my mom was someone who did the same thing that I'm doing. It's just a different time, so I'm doing it at a different level. But she did. She took care of the community. She took care of the kids on the block. She was Mama P, to many. That was her nickname, was Mama P. And she used to have a candy store where all the kids in the community would come to the house and purchase candy from her, sit on the porch and be in front of the house playing basketball. Back then, they could play basketball in the street. um, and so after she passed away, I didn't realize that some of the things I had started doing, I took over her candy business. I started selling candy out of my house. Um, I was purchasing school supplies for the children on the block, on our block only. And I would just, we would give them like cook hot dogs, play music, rent bounce houses, just give them a good, a nice good celebration before they started back school. And so one day, God woke me up and said, do a back to school rally. I didn't have no clue what that looked like. I didn't have the funding for it, but I knew that if he brought it to me, he'd get me through it. And so that's how that started. And it's been going ever since. And that was in 2017. And so up under the Healing and Prosperity umbrella, um, my best friend Kinya Washington, she had passed in 2004. And so when she passed, she left a daughter here, a young daughter here. And so I always had a desire to, support children as parents to either death or incarceration. And so in 2022, we started with our first summer youth program. And our focus was children that has lost parents from death or incarceration. But we found that a lot of our children didn't have those circumstances. But we turned down no children. We don't turn down any children. And so I made it more broad and I opened it up to whatever children that are interested, the families that are interested. Um, so we are in our third year of KYF, Kenya Youth Foundation. And so I'm very excited. Another year, something new every year. And so that's how it came about.
Congratulations on your third year. And so
Thank
both of
you.
those nonprofits are from your heart because your heart is for
Absolutely.
kids. And children really need people like you, because there's so many people out there that's preying on children, um, just not doing the things they should, and children going through different circumstances than we did in the homes.
Hmm.
And so to have someone stable like you that really show love, care, and patience for them, you're really sowing some seeds, not just in the community, but into legacy. Because one thing about children, and I remember me, is that when somebody does something for you, you never forget that as a child. Like I always tell the story of my cousin. She started taking me over her house on the weekends and she would perm my hair and do my hair. And I don't know why she just started doing it all of a sudden, but I never forgot this. Never. And
Wow.
I do remember she introduced me to Miracle Whip. That's one thing that really stood out. She made me a bologna sandwich with Miracle Whip. And I was like, this the best thing ever. So I was a Miracle Whip person from then on. But it was the time that she took with me. And
Absolutely.
I don't think I ever asked her. We had conversations. I never got around to asking her why all of a sudden did she start doing that for me. I think I didn't want to know, if she
Hmm.
was like, somebody said da da da. But the fact that she took that time and sowed those seeds into me, I never forgot that. And
And you,
she always made sure I stayed in touch with her.
absolutely. And you know what? I just want to say we do a slew of community events. We do our trunk or treat. We do our Easter egg hunt. We give the book bags away. We do uh, the food basket giveaway, and it really brings me joy when I can stand outside dressed all silly, and the kids that run up to me, they remember, they look forward to it, and it's like it's nice, it's clean, you know. It it it. I was in the grocery store over in my old neighborhood, and it was a little girl and her mom. And she said, Mom, that's where I got those shoes from. And her mom didn't remember, but she remembered because we had, like gently used shoes, clothes and stuff. And I didn't remember because it was so many people out there. She remembered though. So it's such a blessing to be able to be a blessing.
It is. It is. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to take care of the widows, the orphans, the less fortunate. And I think sometimes we forget about it. We just donate to charity. I personally like to help people, not just so through a charity, but also to help people that's around me, people that I encounter, because I remember being little and being young and just wishing somebody was just there for me, or just pick me up out of school and say, hey, I'm gonna start dressing you better. I'm gonna start taking care of you. I'm gonna start paying attention to you. I just always felt lost and alone growing up. Boy, I wish you was there.
Absolutely. And then you know what? Even in our youth program, um, we teach the kids that house, that space is their space, their safe space. And one of the children called and told me that they wish they were at the safe place. And I said, the safe place? They said, yeah. I was hurt, and all I could think about was the safe place. And I said, wow. So just know that after hearing that, I I need to be available. We need to be available because they need us. We create these environments, and then although we keep up with our children, I still want them to have a place to pick up the phone, call us, or to come to.
Mhm. So tell us a little bit more about your summer program. How, if parents are interested in getting their children in there, is it too late or can they just tell us about your program?
Okay, so we are now enrolling. We are open, and we have open enrollment. Our open house is this Saturday at from 12:30 to 2:30 at the Edison Library on Joy Road in Southfield. there you can come and you can, like I said, learn all about the program. We'll have our applications there. We'll have in your folder, you'll learn about all the rules, the regulations, the mentor phone numbers, the whole program. Our program will be for 8 weeks. It starts June 24th through August 9th, Monday through Thursday, from 8:30 to 2 p.m. Um, we will do field trips and a slew of curriculum. It's gonna be really fun. We have it all planned out, and excited about it. And parents have up until July July the 2nd to enroll, because we have the curriculum that we have. We don't want no children to be left behind. We can always try to catch them up, but it's always, good when they can grow together. It's a
Okay.
safe and positive environment. It's on the block that I grew up on. The house is on the block that I grew up on. So the um the block that I grew up on is this. I look right across the street and I see the house that I grew up in.
Oh, wow.
So when I can look, like I told you earlier, when I can look across the street or next door, we own property on that block. So that's our home. We do all our community, everything right there in the community that we grew up in. Me and my husband and
That's amazing. That's
I.
amazing.
Even our mentors. My sister is a part of our team as well. Um, it will always be 3 to 4 mentors on site. We're always available, but we are a no phone zone. So
All
when the
good.
children, so when the children come, they can bring their phones, but we have them check them in, and they're not allowed to use their phone until up until 5 minutes before they leave.
That's
And
good.
it's been working. We're getting them outside. We're teaching them double dutch and how to play four square and jump rope and do some outside activities.
Oh, those kids don't understand the joy of being outside, creating your games. Down south with mud pies, just having an
Yeah.
imagination, imaginary friend, all
Yes.
types of stuff that we grew up with. It was we had. I will say this: our games was just on max growing up. We just was so creative, and that's what I do miss. I do miss those childhood experiences like that. So you have a preschool too. So does being a coach help you with some of the children that may be having it rough? Do some of your coaching skills come out?
Absolutely. For the children that's having it rough, and definitely for the ones that's not. Like I said, I just allow them to be children. You come over there, you might see the house tore up from the floor up because they're playing. It's no yelling and screaming and, clean up their kids. They're using their sensory skills and their imagination. So when I can sit there and watch them build a whole tent out of something that I don't that I wouldn't have thought of, that brings me joy. And I just allow them to actually be there. And yes, my coaching skills kick in because the coaching skills are for children and adults. So even when we do our parent meetings and things like that, and they see what the children are learning through the program, we've had parents that say, "Hey, I need this." We had our graduation one year, and the parents that wasn't able to be so involved, and they were just able to come that last day. They were in tears. They were saying, "Thank you. I need this. I need this." I'm thankful that my children had an opportunity to learn, how to coping skills, how to be resilient. Just because they learn, they are growing. So we want them to. We have a whole program teaching them how to deal with stress. What can they do? We have conversations. We have some really deep conversations because I'm always interested in with what's going on the inside. And
That's
then
good.
we journal every day. They get to journal. exactly how they feel every day, whether it's good or bad. And sometimes we had good and sometimes we had bad. And if we had good or bad, we would sit and discuss it. And I had children walk up to the other child that's crying, that walk up to them and, give them a hug and say, it's okay, okay. I'm your sister. I'm your brother. So my husband, he comes in, he teach him how to tie ties, and it's a slew of stuff going on.
That's amazing. We need that in the
Absolutely.
school system. We need real life teaching in the school system. We need schools that understand every child doesn't learn the same. Like
Hmm.
me, I don't, when you're speaking, I don't learn through that. You telling me stuff, you demonstrate. That's how I learn things, or you write it. I can follow that. I remember one time on my job, I had procedures for everything. And my one manager came in and she was like, you can't just always operate from procedures. It worked for me. And I do
Yeah,
follow them to the T. So everybody has a different learning style, but I think a lot of schools just give you one where you sit and just listen to the teacher. School just needs to be, can I say, reformed?
it does.
What we've been
It does.
doing. Children are different now. Their attention span is different now. Their home life is different now. How smart how they learn is different now. And I just really think we need more people like you to work with our children, because just talking about it, I see the smile on your face and you can just tell you really enjoy.
I really do.
You do, that you enjoy children, and I'm quite sure children enjoy you. So we're coming to the end of the show. So I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to close out. Make sure you give them your contact information. Somebody, I don't know if you're accepting children in your preschool. You might can give them that information. Just give them information in case they want to connect with you on as a coach, preschool teacher, your summer program, of your book signing. Girl, did I miss anything on the list? Go ahead, Miss Celeste.
Okay, so we are now enrolling for our Kenya Youth Foundation summer program. Our parent meeting is this Saturday from 12:30 to 2:30 at the Edison Library on Joy Road in Southfield, where you will learn all about KYF. Um, we will be accepting preschool applications for the fall coming up as well. My contact information is 313-523-8540, or you can email me at Healing and Prosperity Foundation at yahoo.com. And once again, my book signing is Sunday at the Q Event Center at 16861 Wyoming from 2 to 5:30.
Yeah,
And then
okay.
feel free to call me anytime if they have any questions. If they can't make the open enrollment, we have applications. They can always contact me and stop back before. Oh, the program actually starts June 24th, Monday through Thursday from 8:30 to 2 p.m. for 8 weeks to August 9th. My number is 313-523-8540.
Okay. So people can just drop their kids off too, right? For you to babysit? No, I'm
Um,
kidding. I was trying to help y'all out. They got grandkids. Y'all need a little space, a little time to yourself, or, you
now
know.
for our youth program, we do offer extended hours up until 4 o'clock
Okay.
for extra fee. The program is the six I mean the 8 week program is $150. For
Hmm.
8 weeks, they'll receive breakfast and lunch, and it's from 8:30 to 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday.
That's less than $30 a week. You can't beat
Absolutely.
that.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm probably the
Hmm.
lowest in the city, huh?
Yeah, girl. I'm
Especially
like,
with
how
everything
can
that
I
they're
enroll?
receiving.
That's cheap for me for lunch. I can just come over
Right.
there and get lunch instead of, ordering stuff at work. I'll be a child for a minute, you know?
Uh-huh.
But thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you, Miss Celeste, for all that you do for these children. Thank you
Oh,
that you
thank
have a heart for the children, that you see value and worth, that they're not children, but they're just that they're God's heritage, God's blessing up on the earth, and that they carry God's purpose, and you helping them to develop their purpose. You're helping these children heal. You're giving them a safe place, and having a safe place as a child is very important because a lot of children don't feel safe in their homes. They may not feel safe at school because they're being bullied, but then when they come to you, they feel safe. They know there's somebody there that listens to them, that loves them, and allows them to communicate their frustrations and respect. Children needs respect. That's because
yes,
they're young does not mean that they don't feel that disrespect, that they don't understand when they're muted. So give your children a voice. Sit there, listen to your children, let them say what they gotta say, and then address it in a loving way, address it
absolutely.
in a healing way, because you want your child to heal. You want to start breaking these generational curses that was with your grandmother, your great grandmother, and so on, and so many generations. And you got to say it stops here with me and my child. And what children need most of all is love and to be children. That was the most powerful thing you said tonight. Let
Mhm.
children be children. Children really don't need to be in grown folks' business. They need to be
Exactly.
shielded from the things of the world. Let them be innocent. Let them play. Let them not worry about politics. Let them not worry about what adults are doing or whatever.
Yes,
Let them just play, have fun, and be free. Because as we get older, we know we're going to have problems. We'll never get that opportunity again to be
it
just
never comes
problem
back.
free.
Yes.
Never comes back. So let
No.
children be children. Don't use them as pawns in relationships between baby mama, baby daddy
Mm-hmm.
drama, ex-husband, ex-wife. Don't do that. The children are innocent. So, all right,
Absolutely.
I just want to thank you once again for all you do for the community. And what if somebody just wanted to support you? Is that possible?
Absolutely. You can we accept donations even for our youth program. We accept donations, food donations, school supplies. We accept cash donation through Cash App. Our Cash App is the money sign OSPERITY, or you can Zelle 313-969-9928. We
Give us that.
accepting all donations as well. Vision boards. We do vision boards, so we accepting, magazines, markers, pencil sharpeners, paper. Um, we accepting it all.
Okay, give us the Cash App again.
The Cash App is the money sign
Mhm.
OSPERITY.
Peritty. Okay.
So it's all prosperity. It's prosperity without the PR.
Okay, I was wondering what word it was.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Celeste, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody that has watched out there, that tuned in tonight to hear her interview. I pray that you took something away from it and that you will look at your children and your grandchildren different, that you realize that they just need some love, some attention, and some care, and let them play. Let them play. Let them have fun. Let them be children. So I just want to thank you. I pray that everything you do, that the Lord will prosper, that God will open doors for you, that God will give you
Absolutely.
unexpected funding, great
Yes.
connections, that people will come right alongside you, catch hold to the vision, and almost outrun you with the vision, you know? So, all right. Thank you so much for being a guest. I really appreciate you. And so for Facebook, we're going to say good night because we're about to sign off Facebook. But every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm here with another guest, and I would love for you to be my guest. If you have not been on my show, come on. It is wonderful for you to be my guest because I get to talk to you, I get to hear your story, and you get to share. Somebody out there needs to hear your story, your testimony of healing, your testimony of faith, whatever it is. Go to rubygirl.net and click on the link for the Ruby Girl Talk Show and book with one of the packages. So, all right, Facebook, we're saying good night to you, and we really mean it. All right, we're not going to do the preacher thing that I ain't going to be before you long. So, good night.